On December 12, 1939, a small British task force composing of 4 destroyers and 1 battleship steamed through heavy fog in the Mediterranean near the Mull of Kintyre, but in the uncertainty of war, death does not always come from enemy fire, as the Royal Navy destroyer HMS Duchess would learn as she sailed through the fog. Even a simple misturn can lead to death. HMS Duchess was a D-class destroyer of the British Royal Navy in the early 1930s. The D-class had a displacement of 1,375 long tons, a standard displacement of 1,890 long tons. The ships had a length 329 feet or 100.3 meters, a beam of 33 feet or 10.1 meter, a draft 12 feet 6 inches or 3.8 meters. The ships had a speed of 36 knots. The ships were armed with 4 single QF 4.7-inch Mk9 guns, 1 single QF 3-inch AA gun, 2 quadruple QF 5-inch Vickers Mk3 anti-aircraft machine guns, 2 quadruple 21-inch torpedo tubes, 1 depth charge rail, and 2 throwers for 20 depth charges. HMS Duchess was ordered on February 2, 1931 under the 1930 naval estimates and was laid down at the yards of the Palmer Shipbuilding and Iron Company. She was launched on July 19, 1932 and commissioned on January 24, 1933. At a total cost of £229,367, the ship was initially assigned to the 1st Destroyer Flotilla in the Mediterranean and made a brief deployment to the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea in September. November 1933. Upon her return, her superheaters were repaired at Malta between 18 December and January 6, 1934. She was given a refit at Chatham Dockyard from 3 September to 23 October to prepare the ship for service on the China Station. Duchess arrived in Hong Kong in January 1935, where she joined the 8th Destroyer Flotilla. The ship was attached to the Mediterranean Fleet in the Red Sea from September to November during the Abyssinian crisis. She made a number of goodwill visits during her time on the station, as well as conducting anti-piracy patrols. During a typhoon at Hong Kong on September 2, 1937, a merchant ship crushed Duchess's stern when it dragged its anchors. Her repairs were not completed until 14 October. The ship remained on the station until late August 1939, when the imminent start of the Second World War caused the Admiralty to order her to take up her war station with the Mediterranean Fleet at Malta. Duchess arrived there on 12 October and remained in the Mediterranean for the next 2 months. In December, HMS Duchess, along with her sisters HMS Delight, HMS Duncan and HMS Dainty, was assigned to escort the battleship HMS Barham back to the UK, and they departed Gibraltar on 6 December. It was a dangerous journey because of the German U-boats. Due to this, the convoy applied full anti-submarine protection, including blacked-out ships and zigzagging at speed. All ships were following the same patron. But, with zigzagging at speed, anything from a slightly wrong turn to a misunderstood signal or poor lookout can cause disaster, which is exactly what happened in the early and dark hours of 12 December as the ships neared Glasgow. On board HMS Duchess, the lookout had just changed and the rest of the crew were asleep. One lookout had just reached his position on the A-gun turret when he looked off and spotted the massive bow of HMS Barham bearing down on them. There was no time to avoid the 33,000 tons battleship as it rammed the tiny destroyer. The Barham went hard astern and light up her searchlights, which to the crew's horror revealed the Duchess. The destroyer capsized and her depth charges exploded, killing 136 of her crew, including her commanding officer, Lieutenant Commander Robert C. M. White, who was trapped in his sea cabin when the sliding door jammed. There were only 23 survivors. Thanks you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.